to 30 at 6 on Cecil TV. Today is Monday, November 26th. I'm Alison Donley.
And I'm Rob Churnside. And Alison, you probably noticed I'm in training.
Oh, I hadn't noticed. What are you training for, Rob?
I'm in training for one of those many ugly sweater parties that we have over the holiday season.
Oh, you're going to do great.
I think so.
You really are.
Lots of stuff going on for the holidays, huh?
I know. You were talking about a couple of things like Cash for Christmas.
Cash for Christmas, Elkton has that. And the Y always has their angel tree where people can donate to their scholarship kids. And speaking of the Y, they had their turkey trot over the weekend.
Yeah.
Over 90 runners.
Wow.
And it was cold. They all got finished pretty quickly, so that was kind of cool.
That's pretty. I'm so in awe of people who get up on Thanksgiving morning and do that, especially because it was so cold.
Yeah, it was really cold. And speaking of cold, we're getting into the holiday, Christmassy season. I guess my caterpillar study is really paying off because we already had one snow event.
Right. Yep. Yes,
10
you
more.
are quite the scientist.
10 more. The scholarship, I guess, for the Y kids is good. Call the Y if you're interested in donating. 410-392-YMCA.
Yeah, there's also a tour of historic Port Deposit this Saturday, December 1st. And I think it's supposed to rain, but you should go anyway.
You can go anywhere. If you want to go indoors, State Line Liquors is having their Toys for Tots party.
Great.
Saturday, 7 o'clock.
And then, of course, there is the Cecil County Christmas Parade this Saturday in downtown Northeast. Starts at noon.
And we're going to be in it.
Right. Yeah. Cecil TV will have its own float in the parade. And not quite sure what it'll look like just yet, but we'll be there. And now for the news.
Sorry.
21-year-old Kelly Patrick Biddle Jr. is being held without bond at the Cecil County Detention Center after an argument turned violent and resulted in the shooting death of his uncle. On the morning of November 23rd, Cecil County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to the 1600 block of Theodore Road in Rising Sun, where they found James Hammersley Biddle, 45 years old, of Rising Sun, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. EMS pronounced Mr. Biddle dead at the scene. This is a reminder that open enrollment for health insurance began November 1st and runs through December 15th, 2018. The Cecil County Health Department offers free walk-in assistance to county residents who want to sign up for health insurance during open enrollment or year-round if you're eligible for Medicaid, or if you've recently experienced certain qualifying life events like getting married or turning 26. Cecil County residents who would like assistance with health insurance enrollment or would like more information can call the Health Department at 410-996-5126 or walk in during office hours. Maryland residents may also enroll directly by visiting marylandhealthconnection.gov. The Department of Health and the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner announced last week the first death related to hypothermia in Maryland this winter. The death occurred in Garrett County and was an adult male in the 65-plus age range. There were 61 cold-related deaths in Maryland during the 2017-2018 winter weather season. Maryland residents in need of housing or energy assistance to keep warm this winter should call 211 to see if there are resources available to help. Another danger associated with winter weather is carbon monoxide poisoning. This colorless, odorless gas is produced by malfunctioning gas furnaces, small gasoline engines, stoves, generators, lanterns, and gas ranges, or by burning charcoal and wood. Carbon monoxide poisoning can cause severe illness and death. Marylanders are strongly encouraged to install carbon monoxide detectors in their homes. And now for a word from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Charles. For 30 years, I have been practicing functional medicine and gentle chiropractic. Elkton Chiropractic Neurology is dedicated to enhancing whole-body rejuvenation, whether or not you are afflicted with injury or disease. We utilize a structural, neurologic, metabolic, nutritional, and energetic approach to restoring your body to its full potential.
After coming to Dr. Charles, I'm better than I was before.
You deserve to feel good and to have an active lifestyle, so why not call Elkton Chiropractic Neurology today?
Oh no, the furnace is on the fritz again.
This time I'm calling the movie.
Wow, he's here already?
At your service. There you go. Mission accomplished. Our house is nice and warm again. Thanks, Moon Man.
You're awesome!
You're welcome. Just go to moonairainc.com.
For out-of-this-world service, moonairainc.com.
Thanks to seed money from the Governor's Office of Crime Control and Prevention and a partnership with Cecil County Public Schools, the Cecil County Sheriff's Office is launching the first ever pilot of the Cecil County Police Athletics League. Here to tell us all about it is Sergeant Michael Kalinsky. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about the Police Athletics League, or PAL, and what this program will look like in Cecil County.
So the Cecil County Police Athletics / Activity League, we started about a month ago, and right now we have about 24 kids. It's headquartered at Gilpin Manor Elementary School in Elkton. So as you mentioned, we started the PAL through a grant from the Governor's Office of Crime Control and Prevention. And the grant was really specific about working with National PAL to get the program started and to target, for the most part, initially at-risk youth. So through the work that I do with Alice and active shooter stuff with Cecil County Public Schools, we approached Cecil County Public Schools and asked them if they would work with us to help get PAL off the ground. So the initial program, as I mentioned, is at Gilpin Manor. We meet on Tuesdays, and we meet for about 2 hours, and it's a mix between athletics and mentoring and coaching. So it's a good mix. We follow a national curriculum, and we're part of something called DMV PAL, which is a grouping of PALs from the DC, Maryland area.
Why do you think this is important for Cecil County?
I think it's important for kids in general, and most importantly for Cecil County kids, because there's not a lot of positive role models, especially for at-risk youth right now. So it's an after-school program. It's one of the reasons why we wanted to work directly with Cecil County Public Schools, is to create a program that brings children into contact with law enforcement in a positive setting. So while we're following a national curriculum, we're also trying to show the kids that police officers are human and just like them, and just as competitive when we do kickball or some of the other athletic activities, but also that we're teaching them life skills while they're there. So we try and make it a good mix in the 2 hours that we have with them. It's been a learning experience for the deputies as well as the kids.
And it starts tomorrow?
Tomorrow will be our third meeting with the kids. Our second official meeting. We did a soft start and had about 20 kids, only 10 of which had filled out their applications at that point. But then once word got around that we had started, a lot of other kids had shown interest. So that's also one of the reasons why we're working with the public schools, is try and find kids that having that positive role model, having a police officer. Right now it's just sheriff's deputies, but having that police officer there to talk to and get to know a little bit better, so that hopefully down the road that we're there as a positive role model and not as someone that they're interacting with on a negative basis.
So how can kids get involved?
So right now we're targeted just to stay in the Elkton area, at least for the next few months as we learn our way through it. As I said, we're following a national curriculum, so we have certain objectives and goals that we have to reach as far as PAL is concerned. So right now we'll stay at Gilpin Manor, and as we get more deputies involved and get more experience, we'll start to expand out and probably move towards the northeast or the western part of the county with our next chapter, and then look to be someplace in southern Cecil County. It's a year-long grant, and the sheriff is very committed to it. So whether the grant's there next year or not, we'll still be doing this, and it'll just depend on the interest of kids at different schools.
Okay, so switching gears just a little bit, I wanted to ask you a few questions about active shooter situations, totally switching gears. The FBI reports that overall crime is down, violent crime is down in the United States, but there have been more active shooter situations. What do you think what would you recommend to a person to learn more about these situations and how to become prepared for them?
I think the most important thing is being situationally aware. There's a statistic that we talk about when we teach Alice, which is the options-based program that the Cecil County Sheriff's Office has endorsed and teaches. We've taught over 4,000 people in Cecil County about active shooters through Alice. And what we talk about is being aware of your surroundings and taking a look at how would you get out of a particular place if you couldn't get out the way you got in. So one of the things that we talk about as far as statistics are concerned in the class is that there hasn't been a death in a school by fire since 1958 in the United States. But by act of violence, the last time a child died in a school, based on today's date, was about 3 weeks ago.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is break people out of the mindset that it can't ever happen here, it won't ever happen here, and have them start to think about the worst day possible so that you're prepared for it.
So if someone is at school or at church or any other crowded place or a grocery store, what signs or anomalies should they look for?
I think what's most important is just being aware of your surroundings. We like to equate it to female joggers, not having 2 earbuds in so that you're aware of your surroundings. It can hear what can occur around you. So when we're at the supermarket or when we're at the mall or the airport or any number of public places, is just to be aware of the people that are around you and just take into account that you may not be able to get out the way that you got in. And also just be aware that you can defend yourself. One of the things that we stress in Alice class, and I say this countless times to thousands of people across the county, is movement is life. We don't want people cowering under desks or hiding under a cardboard table or whatever it is. We want them to take advantage of the few seconds that they might have to move out of the way, to get away from the threat.
If someone hears gunshots and screams, what is the first thing that they should do?
Try and figure out where it is and move. Get away from the threat. There's nothing wrong with getting away from a threat. I'm a police officer. I'm trained to run towards the threat. One of the things that we do when we teach Alice is we force people into a scenario where a bad guy comes into a room with an airsoft gun with the intent on shooting them. And we force people to see how they would react when we just say to them, shelter in place. But what we're trying to do is say to them, you have a chance. And any given opportunity, the only thing that an armed intruder ever has over anyone is the element of surprise. That's it. Once they've fired the gun, once they've started stabbing, whatever it is they've come to do, once they've done it, you know what their intentions are. Act. Get out of the room or fight back.
Okay, thank you. And I wanted, before you go, I know that it is No Shave November, and can you remind us what that's all about?
So for the month of November, every deputy that is willing to donate $40 can participate in Cecil No Shave and basically violate our grooming policy for a month and grow a beard or a mustache. So this year we did a little bit differently. We allowed deputies and the public to buy these really cool t-shirts.
Those are cool shirts.
For $28. They're still available. We still have a few left. We've sold over 400 at this point. We met our goal. Our goal this year was to raise $20,000 for Camp Open Arms, and we are right now right around $22,000 with a couple more days left. So if people are interested in supporting the kids that go to Camp Open Arms, they're kids born with limb disabilities or differences, as Dr. Abzug would like me to say, limb differences. So they can go to the Cecil County Sheriff's Office Facebook page, and there's a link there to be able to make a tax-deductible donation and or buy these t-shirts. So thank you very much for asking.
Great. Sergeant Michael Kalinsky, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Alison Donley for Cecil TV. I'm here at Northeast Chocolates in downtown Northeast for Small Business Saturday. I'm here with Christie McDevitt. Christie, why is Small Business Saturday so important, and why is it important to shop local?
Well, I think that the entire campaign for Shop Local is important because it's a reminder to support the people who actually are here in your community, investing their profits back into the community. We're the ones who, donate and give raffle prizes and just are here and are present and kind of invest in the future of the hearts of the downtowns. So I think it's really important, and it's also a feel-good thing because we put our passion and our hearts, and that's what the holiday season is really about. It's not just about the stuff, it's about the meaning behind the things that you receive and why people go to the stores that they do to bring kind of the joy of the season, if you will. I know that kind of sounds cheesy, but that's how I feel.
Has it been a busy day for you?
Yeah, actually we've been super busy. Yesterday was a little bit slower than normal, but I saw some drone footage of the Christiana Mall and I kind of understand why now. But today has been nice and steady. Everyone's been pleasant. Everyone's been excited to buy, loving the discounts, loving the stores, all of that. So it's been great. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm here with Kathy Roth at Kathy's Corner Shop on Small Business Saturday in downtown Northeast. Kathy, why is it important to shop local?
Well, we like to keep the money in the community, and it helps all the merchants, and it filters down to everybody. Everybody benefits from shopping local. We've done it for 22 years ourselves, and all the merchants in town try to do it with each other too. So
Is today a kickoff to the rest of the holiday season for you?
it sure is, and really the sales start this weekend, but Small Business Saturday in Cecil County is bigger than Black Friday because all the locals really do support us and all the businesses. So it's heartwarming, really.
Why is Northeast a great place to shop on Small Business Saturday?
We have so many good stores from the top of the street on down to the end with all different merchandise. If you go to a mall, you might see all the same things, but here in town you see a lot of handmade and a lot of unique items up and down the street.
Thank you. You're welcome. Hi, I'm here with Santa Claus in downtown Northeast. Santa, has it been a busy day for you?
It's been very busy until the rain started. It really has. It's been busy from last night all the way through.
So I know you run a global operation, but do you think you could speak to the importance of shopping local?
Well, every community has great people running small businesses, and it's up to us to support our friends and neighbors that have those businesses. I really do believe that some of the best deals, some of the best product, some of the best service is local, right down on your main street or right on in your local shopping centers, rather than at the big box stores. And we all have big box store needs. But for the most part, you can find everything you need with our neighborhood businesses.
So, of all the places in the world you could be today, why'd you choose Northeast?
Because they built me this house. I have a beautiful house here. I've had this house here now since around 1990. And the kids have been coming here every year to see Santa in his house. In fact, just about 10 minutes ago, we had two boys that are 20-some years old that have been coming here since they were little kids. And they had pictures of them with Santa from about 20 years ago. So it's really fun when you have families that count on us to be here year after year, taking Santa to the local area. So you betcha, there's no place I'd rather be than right here in Northeast Maryland.
Great, thank you. Christie Stephens is the newly elected school board member representing District 3, which includes Rising Sun and the western part of Cecil County. Christie, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your background.
I am a mom of 3 students currently in Cecil County Public Schools. We have 4 children. One is 2 years old, so he's not quite ready yet. But so I have been a volunteer and a substitute teacher in Cecil County Public Schools for about 9 years now. And throughout my involvement with the schools, I've just grown to have a desire to give back and to support the progressive movement toward excellence that our schools have shown in the past few years.
So that makes sense why you would run, but what was it that compelled you to run?
Honestly, there was an event. I was in my daughter's kindergarten class a few years back, and a little girl came in, and it was the dead of winter. It was freezing cold. And she came in, and she didn't have a coat. And so I mentioned, to the teacher, oh, she doesn't have a coat. And it probably occurs more than I was even aware of. But learning that the child comes from a low-income household with a broken family, and it just really struck me that, I've always been concerned about my own children and their growth and their grades and their progress. And it just struck me in that moment that I can do everything possible to help my children, but they're still going to school with other children. And so it really takes a community effort to not only reach my children, but my heart really just had a desire to help all of the children. And it sounds very generalized, but to me, we're a community and we have to work together. And my children are important to me, but just as important are the children that they rub elbows with at school every day, because it does impact my children.
It does.
And so really that kind of got me thinking about my involvement on a bigger scale. I then reached out and was able to volunteer on the advisory committee, which is a collaboration of parents and board members, and we just kind of work together, talk about what we see as weaknesses, what we see as strengths, what we see might need improving, and from there it just kind of snowballed into more committees and more involvement. And about a year ago, the opportunity arose that the board seat would be empty, and so I discussed it with my family and discussed it with a few of the board members that were currently seating, and decided that it was a good choice for me. So.
What issues are most important to you that you will try to address while you're on the board?
Obviously, school safety is at the top of the list. I think we do a really good job with our ALICE training, providing physical safety, but there's more to school safety than just making sure that we have adequate plans for escape if tragedy occurs. I think there's a preventative effort that we really need to focus on. More school psychologists, more school counselors. I really think a relational connection is so important. Oftentimes, children hear about these dangers or these rumors before anybody else does.
Right.
So they need a safe person to talk to. So that's why I love the partnership that we have with the Cecil County Sheriff's Office. They're providing a safe relationship for these kids to be able to have a safe outlet when they do hear of these things. Not just police officers, though. We have to have counselors and teachers and psychologists that are readily available for these students when these things occur, so that we can try to prevent the tragedies from occurring rather than just reacting to the tragedies. So school safety is really important to me. One of the goals of Cecil County Public Schools is to provide a safe, secure, and inviting environment for all students. And that word inviting really resonates with me as well. It's not just about school security, but it's really about encompassing the children. A lot of trauma, we have a lot of broken homes, a lot of low-income families. A lot of transiency, kids that don't have consistency. So I would love to see our schools continue to excel. Our kids might not have the best when they go home, but I would love for them to walk into the doors of their school every morning and feel like they've been given the best. I was able to tour Gilpin Manor not too long ago.
We did too. It was great.
It was beautiful. I was blown away by what I saw. It was not, I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not what I was expecting.
Didn't it make you want to go back to school?
It did.
Start all over?
Totally. I'm like, this is gorgeous. The library and the specials wing with the integrated
theater?
art studio. Yeah, it was beautiful, and everybody seemed happy. There were just smiles on these kids' faces, and to learn that over half of them might not be there next year because they're transient. Or homeless. That just broke my heart, but also to think these kids are walking in these doors and they're getting the best.
Yeah.
And that is a really important piece of the community, I think. When we can provide them the best, when they might not have it everywhere else, I think that's really important and will catapult them to excellence.
When you look ahead 4 years from now, what impact do you hope you will have had on the board itself?
Relational connections are really important to me. Obviously, the board is responsible for policy and a lot of tasks, a lot of budget stuff that just is kind of boring. So that stuff's important, but a really important piece of it for me is relational. I think Dr. Lawson does an excellent job of this. Dr. Devine did a great job. Our graduation rates skyrocketed, our dropout rates fell in half. And so continuing that excellence, I believe Dr. Lawson brings a relational connection to.
And what do you mean by that?
He's in the schools. He's shaking hands with people. He's rubbing elbows with teachers and kids and community members. He really cares about the person. And the excellence, the grades, the stats, that's all really important too, because we have to measure things so that we can continue to grow. But I can tell just by engaging with him that he really cares about this community, from the tiniest little guy in pre-K to the teacher or the principal that's been here for 20, 25 years. So I hope to be able to bring that as well, a relational connection, speaking for the public, for the stakeholders. That was another important piece for me, was communication. I think sometimes there tends to be a communication gap, not intentionally, but I think sometimes information just kind of falls in the middle and it doesn't always get communicated clearly. We can't always trust Facebook and those kind of outlets. So I hope to be able to be a relational piece for parents and stakeholders alike and just grow our community. I have great faith. I've lived here for almost 20 years now, and I have great faith in our community. And I know that we have some amazing people that really love their community. And I think through collaborative efforts and partnerships, we can continue to provide the best for our students.
Well, I look forward to seeing what you'll do.
Thank you.
Christie Stephens is the newly elected Cecil County Public School Board from District 3. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you have
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Charles. For 30 years, I have been practicing functional medicine and gentle chiropractic. Elkton Chiropractic Neurology is dedicated to enhancing whole body rejuvenation, whether or not you are afflicted with injury or disease. We utilize a structural, neurologic, metabolic, nutritional, and energetic approach to restoring your body to its full potential.
After coming to Dr. Charles, I'm better than I was before.
You deserve to feel good and to have an active lifestyle, so why not call Elkton Chiropractic Neurology today?
haven't checked out Streetlamp Productions, or even if you have, this weekend is the kickoff of their production of The Newsies, and here to talk about it are Liz Eckman and Daisy Eckman. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
So, tell me quickly about Streetlamp Productions.
Streetlamp Productions is a local community theater organization where they do theater programming for generally kids, but they do have some older cast shows as well. But generally it's theater programming for kids ages 5 to 18.
But this weekend you have a community adult theater production of The Newsies.
Correct.
And that's at Rising Sun High School.
It's at Rising Sun High School. It's directed by Bambi Johnson, and the musical director for that is Nikki Tart, and that's all adults and high schoolers.
And what time and where can people get tickets for that?
People can get tickets at Streetlamp in Rising Sun or online at streetlampproductions.org. The shows are this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and next weekend, same Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well.
Great. So Daisy, you are you're going to be in the January production of the same show. Can you first just tell me a little bit about the show?
Newsies is set in the late 1800s, just at the turn of the century, and it's about a group of newsboys, newsies, who have formed a union and are going on strike against the newspaper The World because of a rise in prices, and that's the whole show. It's them leading the strike against the unfair conditions.
And what part do you play?
I play a showgirl named Meta Larkin, and she owns the theater that the Newsies hold a rally at.
So this production that you're in is later. It's in January, and that is for teens only.
Yes, it's January 11th, 12th, and 13th, and it's from ages 12 to 18.
And where can people get tickets for that? Same website?
Same as for the adults.
Yep, streetlampproductions.org, or you're welcome to come into Streetlamp building whenever that's open and purchase tickets there.
So say someone loves the show so much that they see the community theater production of it and then the teen production of it, and then they decide that they want to get involved with Streetlamp Productions. How can they do that?
Yeah, there's contact information on the website, streetlampproductions.org, and they could certainly call, and there's all sorts of different shows that are being put on all the time, and Laura Woods is a great contact for Streetlamp, and we'd love to have anyone that would want to join up. It's great. The Newsies is a fantastic show with songs that you will not be able to stop singing. Yeah, it's great. And the kids I'm the musical director for the teen show, and they're doing a fantastic job, so you will not be disappointed.
Great, can't wait. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Well, thank you both so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Liz and Daisy Eckman from Streetlamp Productions.